The temporal nexus was a labyrinth of intertwining hallways, portals, and snack bars, each more confusing and different than the last. Alex trailed behind Lila and the chrononaut, trying to make sense of his surroundings. Everywhere he looked, he saw remnants of different eras and civilizations. A Roman centurion chatted with a samurai by a vending machine that dispensed holographic snacks, while a Victorian gentleman adjusted his top hat before stepping into a hover car parked in front of a Dino-fried mammal kiosk. "So, what exactly is this place?" Alex asked, trying to keep his voice steady. "The Nexus," Lila replied, glancing back at him. "Think of it as the grand central station of time travel. Every temporal adventurer, time thief, and history buff ends up here eventually. It's a place where timelines and universes intersect. Anything and literally everything is possible." Alex nodded, though he still felt like he'd been dropped into the middle of a particularly strange dream. "And you two do exactly what here?" Lila grinned. "Well, recently, we mostly cause trouble, and sometimes we fix it. Right now, we've got a bit of both on our hands." The chrononaut nodded sagely within his hooded robe, performing a series of intricate hand gestures and twirl that Alex could only interpret as a mix of excitement and urgency. "And what's all that about?" Alex asked, pointing toward a particularly golden section of the Nexus. "Oh, that?" Lila paused to punch in the code hovering above the portal into her guide. "That's ancient Egypt universe. Well, it's not really ancient, and well, it's not really Egypt. Basically, it's lots of cats and lots of gold." Alex paused, blinking repeatedly, before finally giving up and accepting an entire universe of gold-plated cats exists. "So there's a mega corporation in about 72% of the charted universes called Giggle Corp," Lila began as they stopped at a churro stand. "They're planning something big and not in a good way. They've got this device called the Quantum Banana." Alex, his brain entirely occupied trying to decide between the woolly mammoth churro, smoked lizard vodka churro, and smoked salmon churro, couldn't handle the additional input. Yeah. Quantum Banana? Right, sounds fun." "Nope," Zed interjected while munching on a 32-qubit churro. "The Quantum Banana is decidedly not fun. It can create targeted temporal anomalies and manipulate them with such precise tolerances that the timelines of any universe in which the QB is activated in will cease and instantly conform to the programming." Alex paused his browsing of the churro stand to consider this information. His eyes stopped at the Schrodinger's churro, whose flavor description read as, "The churro's so delicious you won't even be sure you've ever had a churro before because you may not have." That sounds, well, I'm not entirely sure how that sounds. Halfway through her 7-layer burrito churro, Lila picked up where Zed left off. Giggle Corp wants to use it to turn the entire timeline of every universe into an endless late 20th century sitcom. She wiped the both soft and crispy nacho cheese from the corner of her mouth, continuing, "Imagine living in a world where every moment of your life is scripted for maximum laugh track piped in by selectively evolved animals and sappy background music for every interaction," Lila said, shuddering. "We have to stop them." Alex gave up looking at the churros after the condensed prune churro, guaranteed to make you never forget your churro experience, and decided he wasn't hungry. However, though occurred, "Wait, if this place has every universe that has ever existed and will ever exist," interrupted Zed. Right, sorry. Has and will ever exist," Alex continued. "And since Giggle Corp exists in most of them, how do we know which timelines late 20th century sitcoms the banana will turn the universe?" "Universes," interrupted Zed again. "Thank you, Zed," Alex continued again. "Which universes?" Alex continued again. "Not a problem at all," Zed said, floating away, still nibbling on his churro. "Like I said earlier, ignorance is something you're going to have to get used to here." Bits of holographic churro floated in his wake. Not pausing to recognize him, Alex continued, "Which universe's 20th century sitcom will GiggleCorp pick to turn everyone into?" Turning from the churro stand after ordering for the Chrononaut, because his plainly obvious shimmy and wriggle for a fully loaded double-decker, everything churro with extra pickled herring wasn't apparent to the stand owner, Lila said. "That's the interesting bit, you see. Every universe ever had the exact same sitcoms, same plots, same characters, same runs. It's eerie, but hey, eerie happens a lot here." They arrived at a large, round chamber filled with screens and consoles. In the center stood a holographic projection of a man in a clown suit, complete with oversized shoes and a red nose. The projection flickered as it spoke. "Welcome to GiggleCorp's Temporal Operations Center. Remember, every moment is a chance to smile." Alex stared at the hologram, dumbfounded. "You've got to be fucking kidding me." "Unfortunately, they're absolutely serious," Lila said. "This is the CEO of GiggleCorp from the timeline that invented the quantum banana, Helmut von Giggle IX. He's a narcissistic megalomaniac with a penchant for vaudeville routines, hence the fascination with the 20th century sitcom." "Humph, sounds like a politician," Alex quipped. "Yes, but unlike politicians, he actually has power," said Zed.